Hello everybody, it's me, the guy who wiped about 5 bill worth of items on his Ultimate Iron Man about a month ago. And would you look at that, it looks like we are back. You know what they say about RuneScape? You can take breaks, but you never truly quit. I mentioned in the last video, which I guess I'll say if you haven't seen, you probably want to go watch that first. It'll give a lot more context for this video. But yeah, I had mentioned that I didn't even know if I was ever going to play this account again, and that I would probably need a few weeks or months before figuring out what I wanted to do. And as any true gamer can attest, when you're dealing with something difficult, a lot of times it can feel really nice to just get lost and escape into the gaming realm. Time is kind of magic in that it can sort of generally heal wounds as it passes, and so just finding things to pass the time can oftentimes just be really nice. So for me, I spent a lot of time playing Super Smash Bros. Melee. Actually, for about a week I played this game for maybe 8 hours a day or something, and in the rest of my time I was actually just spending a ton of quality time with my girlfriend, which helped a lot, so shout out to her. But anyway, yes, we are back, and I've been doing a ton of reflecting on the state of this account, on the state of the YouTube, and just on myself. So I have actually come to terms with the wipe. Well, as I'm recording this, I have, as it's been a month. It did take me a while to get there. But yes, let's just go ahead and walk through a couple of major considerations here. This is all of the stuff that I have lost. It sucks, but that's what happened. However, if you dig a bit deeper, it's actually not nearly as bad as it looks. The first step here is realizing there are just some items we will not be getting back. The only real major problems here are obviously going to be the Twisted Bow, the Zarite Crossbow, and the Imbued Heart. Incredibly unique, powerful, and very rare items that I've accepted are gone forever. The Dragon Warhammer sucks, but honestly, I've already completed all of the content where that would be useful, so it's not even really that big of a deal. Hundreds of thousands of ammunition and runes is kind of an unnecessarily large amount, so the fact that it's gone by the fact that it's unnecessary means that it's not really that big of a deal. I've got like 300 mil GP on this account, so I can kind of just buy all the ammo and runes that I need. This brings us to step 2, which is the compromise. Essentially, all of these yellow marks are on items that we don't need to get back because there are equivalently good items that are much quicker to get back. Most notably is the full Torva. We can actually get full Oathplate armor from Yama, and it's actually better than Torva in like 80+% of cases. Not to mention it's actually storable in the POH, which is huge for UIM. The other items in this category are the Dragon Claws. I have heard that the Burning Claws are actually superior to Dragon Claws in most cases as well, and are much faster to acquire. The last one here, the Kodai Wand, is replaced by the Nightmare Staff, which is the only other ancient casting 15% magic damage staff in the game. And because I need to do the Fasani's Nightmare collection log anyway, we will simply just be getting that incidentally. Which finally brings us to the items that we will simply just be getting back. All of the Zenite and DT2 boss jewelry, the Fang, the Lightbearer, the blowpipe, and actually the Scythe. That one might surprise you because that is like a 250 hour grind or something, but the reason that I've actually decided to go for the Scythe, that is because the Theater of Blood drops a ton of noted herbs, which means we will passively actually just get all of our potions back. And on top of that, there's like a ton of boss logs that the Scythe is best in slot for. And on top of that, I've already spent like hundreds of hours runecrafting blood runes and storing them in the Vire Well. So if we do get the Scythe, then we will liberate those hundreds of hours of effort that I've already put into the game. So yeah, that is about all I wanted to say. It is a work in progress and nothing is set in stone, so feel free to comment below or join my Discord and DM me if you have any better ideas. I am all ears. So yeah, that brings us to the YouTube. I am planning to continue the collection log series as it was, the Gilded Staff of Collection being the main goal. I've spent hours and hours and hours theory crafting a bunch of fun things that we can actually do now that we need a bunch more unique unique items, which has been really fun for me. And I'm really just excited to get going on some of those goals. I fucking love YouTube, man. It's a really good time. I want to do this forever, to whatever capacity that ends up being. I don't know, but I am just gonna keep going because that feels right. So I guess that is it. In this video, we are gonna work on rebuilding as many items as we can in as an efficient means as possible. Keep in mind that these first clips are about a week after the wipe, and the happiness doesn't actually fully come back for a while. I mean, I don't think it'll ever come back. It's still not back yet, but stay tuned. And yeah, here is the video. How do I tell them that this is literally my favorite shirt without sounding like a shill? This shirt is so comfortable, it's perfect. And Huel isn't even a shirt company. Enter shirtless Loki to explain how Huel is a fast, complete, nutritious food. I clearly care a lot about health. I mean, take it from the guy who's got an entire lineup of supplements. So when I say that I've been using Huel for years, that should mean something to you. Put the water in, put the Huel in, mix it up, and you're good to go. I especially like Huel Black Edition because not only does it have 40 grams of protein, but it also hits all of your other dietary macros, as well as all the other vitamins and minerals that you need to flourish. I literally already had like shelves of this stuff, so this is like the perfect sponsor. They got a ton of flavors. It's extremely affordable at $2.65 per meal. And on top of that, if you use my code Loki15 at checkout, you will save 15% off your order. And yeah, I think that's it. So thanks again to Huel for sponsoring this video, and back to the UIM. Alright, so the first thing that was on my mind was getting some prayer pots together so we could start Hiyama. We're also going to need a lot of prayer pots for Tob, so I committed myself to Thieving Master Farmer. I wasn't really sure how long I wanted to stay here for. Definitely needed thousands of prayer pots though. This was just something that was easy to just sort of mindlessly click on, as I was still a bit too wounded at the time to do anything more. Oh my god. What the hell, dude? Bro, I just got Rocky. That is a collection log slot. Pretty overdue for that. That's like right at 20 mil thieving XP as well. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. That is pet number 17 on the account. We are 5 out of 8 for skilling pets. All we need is the rock golem, beaver, and baby Chinchampa. Yeah, that feels really good though. This is the first like actual good feeling I've had since the wipe. So alrighty friends, hello. We are now all done with the Master Farmer thieving. Got 100 Rainer seeds, 100 snape grass, a big old stack of limpworts too. I'll get to that in a sec though. Yeah, about 1.2 mil thieving XP gained, which is about 30,000 Master Farmers thieved, or 10 perfect hours of Master Farmer. It took us about 20 hours though, because I was like doing some other things on the side the whole time. But yeah, we started farming, so we're at 1400 Rainers in snapegrass. I did go ahead and keep implant all the snapdragons that we got, so I got a couple of those left here. But yeah, this will set us up pretty nicely for the future. Oh, the chompy chick. All right, yeah. That is 2 pets in like a matter of like 10 hours or so. That is pretty crazy. Yeah, I am just here doing the collection log as I'm planting all of the seeds. So I didn't really know what else to do. Once again, another low APM thing that I can kind of just chill and do. And yeah, that is pet number 18. What a crazy way to start a video. All right, here we go. All finished farming. Looks like we made it up to about 2,000 chompies killed. I think we'll hold off on turning in those collection log slots though until we hit the last one, which I think is at 4K. We'll go ahead and destroy the looting bag in the wilderness to get the items out of it here. And yeah, grand total of about 2,500 Rainers and 400 Snapdragons. So I'm going to hold on to these Olymports until we are done with Tob. Those are going to be our super strengths that will eventually turn into super combats. All right, so I went ahead and cleaned the herbs myself. We're going to pay Zahur to make them into unfinished potions for us. It's going to cost us about 500k. And then we just make the potions as we always do with the Bob Barter guy. All right, there we go. There is the last of the Rainers used up, putting us up to a grand total of 1843 prayer pots. Very nice. Honestly, should probably last us for a couple of years or so, right? So yeah, I think we're pretty much ready to start doing some content. Now that I've got prayer pots, we can pretty much do anything. All right, so now I think we're going to take some actual serious steps towards rebuilding. what we're gonna do is come over to this master stash unit in the Ironworth camp. I do actually have a bofa stored in here, which is gonna be really nice for the rebuild, but I'm actually not gonna be using the bofa. I don't have like a good melee weapon, so I'm actually gonna be reverting this thing to the blade of saeldor. It's gonna be our best in slot weapon up until we get the scythe, and then maybe we can turn it back into the bofa or something, I don't know. But yeah, so we're gonna uncharge this thing. According to the wiki, looks like we need 250 crystal shards to revert this thing to the enhanced crystal weapon seed. So there's a couple ways you can get those shards. The way that I'm gonna be doing it is actually through Zulrah. It's about 100 shards or so an hour. We do still need the pet and the Zulrah shard on the collection log, so we'll be passively working on those. We'll probably need an additional 100 shards to turn it back into the blade of saeldor. So I guess I'll just get 350, maybe 400 shards. We'll just see what we end up with here after a few hours. Alrighty friends, there is 350 shards acquired. We're up to 411 KC. So according to the XP tracker, it took about 3 hours or so. And I believe with that, we should be able to revert the bofa to the enhanced seed. I'm really nervous. Is this gonna be the right option? It looks like it is. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Yep, there it is. Yeah, I guess we got our 100 shards to make this into a blade of saeldor. So here we go. And there it is, 5,000 smithing and crafting XP. We got it. This thing is going to be our best in slot weapon up until we get our scythe back. So yeah, phase 1 of the rebuild has officially begun. And I guess let's go ahead and move on to the next thing here. Alrighty friends, here we go. Time to put this blade to use. The first thing we're going to be doing here is getting our Z-Knights back. They're going to be useful for every piece of PVM content that we do. They cover all combat styles. At a rate of 1 in 300, my luck with these is not the best. I should have about 9, but I've got 4. So hopefully the RNG can reach a nice equilibrium here. I am just going to be using our near max mage setup and the melee setup that we have. And I'm also going to be doing something that I've never done before, and that is using the alt tank method. This is going to allow us to stay here effectively indefinitely as we don't use any supplies, which drastically increases the amount of kills per hour we can get here. This method was actually patched, but it still works if you know how to think about thinking. Essential steps for this to work are that the account that you want to get the loot on has to land the first attack. Step 2 is to break line of sight. Attack the demonic on the alt to lure its aggro. If your alt deals any damage though, you won't get the kill, so make sure your alt's like brew down or something. I'm just using a fun weapon, and then from there you just finish it off with the account that you want to get the loot on, and it will remain attacking the alt for the whole kill. Damn, scroll box elite, kinda forgot about those. Alright, there's some more runite bolts. I am actually going to use these. The observant among you will have noticed these 560 onyx bolt tips in the inventory for most of the video. These come from the wilderness grind that we were working on when we wiped, and I just have them left over. So I just figured I would wait until we started the demonic gorilla grind to process them, because demonic gorillas drop a ton of runite bolts. So yeah, this will be about 5 mil or so. Monkey tail. Isn't that thing like 1 in 2k or something? On the same kill as the hard clue, no less. What are the odds, man? Oh my fucking god, yes. Oh yeah. Dude, that is a nice sight, man. That is a really nice sight. These things have held their value over the years. 14.4 mil. All right, bro. Yeah, that is extremely nice. Yeah, 1 down, 2 to go. It's also obviously going to make getting the other 2 quite a bit easier, because yeah, we are going to be turning this into the tormented bracelet. So I guess let's not waste any time. Let's just go ahead and take care of that. Yeah, 142 kills. So about a little under half the drop rate. So that is like really nice. That is really nice. And with that, let's go ahead and buy some chaos runes so we can get the onyx and make our Z-Knight. All right, so we spent 3 mil on chaos runes. Now we are going to sell them to the shop. I like to rebind my scroll up and scroll down to left click, so I can just spam the scroll wheel to execute 10 left clicks per game tick, which is the max that the game can handle. So this whole thing will only take a few seconds. In fact, it's so nice that it'll just do it automatically for you while you're just waiting for it to go down. 1 onyx Yes, please, sir. Thank you very much. Here we go. Zenyte bracelet, dude. We are basically almost already all the way back at max mage, just missing the Avernic treads and mage's ring, which I think we will be getting both of those pretty soon, hopefully. Second ballista piece of the grind here, the ballista limbs. Nice little 30k elk. Heavy frame. Guess we could almost got a whole ballista worth of stuff here. Oh, accidentally opened the hard clue here. I was gonna do all 5 and then open them, but there was the first one here. All right, we got 4 hard clues here. I guess we'll just go ahead and open them in the wilderness because living life on the edge. Ooh, master scroll box with the full rune. All right, and the master casket. What do we get here? Oh, okay, a unique, but we already have that one. And some elks. 152 masters completed. Ooh. Ooh, all right, dude, that is beautiful. That is exactly what I want to see. We did go a little bit dry for that one. We're now at 700 KC, so we should have about 2 1/3 Zenyte shards, and we got our second one. So yeah, 2 down, 1 to go, and here we go. The Amulet of Torture. Whew. Has now been reacquired. That is pretty crazy. Yeah, shout out to the strength Emmy for helping us along. We won't be needing you anymore, buddy. Alrighty, accidentally opened one of our scroll boxes, so I figured we would just go ahead and do all of our clues that we got stacked up here. So 2 hards, number 1, and number 2 for the nothing, and then the 2 elites for nothing and nothing. Alrighty, friends. Next up here, I have actually prepared us to go ahead and get our Berserker ring back. If we imbue it, it's a +8 strength bonus in the ring slot, which is going to give our melee setup a +2 max hit. So I probably should have done this before starting demonics, but I just got the itch to do it now. So we're going to do it now. Our setup is, I don't know, pretty overpowered for just killing Rex. Just got the Justiciar in the shadow and some mage bonus. So yeah, this should be completely fine. Blood barrage to heal up. And yeah, because we're going to get the Ultor ring back someday too, we're going to need the Berserker ring anyway for that. So yeah, I just figured I'd do this now. Yeah, I don't think I've ever done this grind with full Justy. We haven't taken a single damage from the Spinelips, of course. Now we do, now that I'm making the clip. The only downside is that this guy's got a 1 minute 30 second respawn time. In all honesty, I probably should have brought a range setup to kill Prime too, because I do want to get the Magus ring back, which you need a Seer's ring for, which comes from Prime. So maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I'm just kind of chilling right now. So 232 Rex Casey is what we're starting at. So let's see how long it takes us to get this thing. First unique of the grind, Dragon Axe. It was bound to happen. Okay, game. I have no idea how rare that is. That is just unnecessary. Oh, we did it. We got our first one, boys. The Seer's ring coming in hot. Yeah, I did decide to go ahead and grab the range setup, and it turns out that was a good decision. So now we don't have to go get the Seer's ring later on, because we already got it. Only took us about 30 KC at Prime. So yeah, we'll put that right there. And I guess we will stop killing the Major. I don't know, I guess we'll keep killing them, because we still need the Major pet. I do have the Ranger pet, so may as well just do that instead of just standing here for a whole minute and a half between each Rex kill rate. Yes. Dude, 5.4 mil. This thing is worth a pretty penny these days. All right, yeah, that went pretty smooth. 90 KC for the Berserker and 44 for the Seers. So very nice. Easily could have gone 3, 4, 5 times the drop rate, and we didn't. So yeah, that is great. So yeah, our melee setup is recovering slowly but surely. Ballista Spring. We completed a whole ballista. Alrighty, friends, got a couple clues here. 5 hards, 1 elite. We'll go ahead and spam open them. Here we go. And some alkables. All right, the 1 elite. What do we get? More alkables. Oh, dude, the final Zenyte. Oh, look at that beauty over there. Thank you, sir. I don't believe we will ever be killing any more of these. We did go a little bit dry, 1179 killed, so just about the rate for 4. Clocking about 50 kills per hour, this was roughly a 24-hour grind. So that is just a nice thing to be done. I actually ended up leaving about 7 mil worth of alks on the ground because I did actually opt to use thralls to speed it up by about 5%. But otherwise, yeah, I think that is it. Let's go make the anguish. Full Zenite jewelry has now been reacquired. We are really coming along, man. This is a process, but it's getting easier and easier with each phase completion. I think we're officially through phase 2 of this process. It is just really nice to see all those orange guys back in the inventory. So yeah, I guess we will go ahead and move on to the next thing here. Real quick before we do that though, I did manage to pick up all of these stackable alcohols. So I'm just going to go ahead and sell some of this stuff off to the Karemja shop here. All right, thanks to the alt buying it as we were selling it, we managed to get about 4 million GP. Not too bad. However, I did actually hold on to these runite bolts, which will be useful for the next thing that we're actually going to do. And a nice 600k from processing all of the rune and addy bars that we picked up. I did decide to pick up a little under 100 dwarf weeds from the demonics grind. So I'm just going to go ahead and make these into range pots. These will be our only range pots until we get to the Tob grind, where we'll get like thousands more. They will last us for the first 100 Tob or so that's going to be great. And they're also going to be super useful for the next grind here, which is going to be the blowpipe. Alrighty friends, here we are at the Zulrah. We got a mage focused build with a range switch for the blue phase. These runite bolts are actually going to be super useful for this. I'd probably have to go buy a bunch of rune arrows if I didn't have these, so these are going to save us a bunch of time and money. We can hit like 44 with them, so honestly not even bad. The most notable thing here is that we of course do not have any recoil or ring of suffering, but with a little bit of finessing and strategizing that shouldn't even really be noticeable. So the biggest thing for no recoil Zulrah is to just pray against the snakelings. It's 50-50 whether they're magic or melee, so you can just react. Right here they're all just maginess, so we just keep protect from mage on, and you can even combine this with corner trapping them, so they will just kind of stack up and not even exist essentially. This is especially useful at the beginning of the mage phase, which is probably the most punishing phase. You can just stand on this tile and they will all just be stuck here. I mean, the snakelings can hit like 15 and they're very accurate, so you definitely just want to find some way to deal with them. In really dire circumstances, I will actually use the goblin paint cannon to just kill the melee snakelings and prey mage. It's a 2-tick melee weapon, so it's pretty fast. And lastly, if you're feeling really spicy, you can actually just off-tick the snakelings and then flick them individually. And for the elite among you, you probably don't need me to tell you this, but you can also just flick Zulrah as well. And yeah, so I guess we'll probably end up getting like maybe 20 or 30 kills an hour. We're starting off at 819 KC, so we'll probably get over 1,000. And yeah, I guess we will get going here. We're just using the POH method where we pool in between each kill. Basically means we don't have to use any supplies. The last thing to mention here is just the Zulrah boss log. I do still need all of the tertiaries from this place, so the jar, the mutagens, and the pet. So yeah, maybe we can get lucky and get one of those along this journey. We are going to need a lot of Zulrah skills if we do want to use the blowpipe long term, so that's going to be nice as well. And yeah, I think that is pretty much it. And there's the big old 900 KC. 1,000 Zulrah. Damn, 5 elite caskets acquired. We didn't get a single wilderness step. That's pretty nice. All right, so 5 elites. We're expecting 1 master. We've got a 36% chance to get a log slot when we include passive masters. So yeah, here we go. Oh, we got the master. Okay, nice. Some rune armor. Gonna go ahead and sell the stuff off in between. Ooh, a back-to-back master. Damn, that is very nice. More rune items. Casket number 3. Some more rune. Number 4. Triple master. My god. I was not expecting that. It's crazy. Some more rune items. And the last one, rune dragon longsword. We will have to take it to 74 elites. And I guess let's go do the masters. Of fucking course, man. Of fucking course. All right, well, we're just going to open up these masters. No collection logs. We're just going to die. We're going to lose the max cap. Why do I have 1 mil on me? Please no. I am UIM. I lose max cape. I give you 10 mil on main. Wait, oh, he doesn't even have telegrab or teleblock. I probably could have made it out of there. Well, this is what happens. Luckily, we're not really risking anything. He's just... I don't know why This place is so popping right now. Okay, well, there we go. That was, I guess, kind of eventful. Stuff's gonna despawn in 12 minutes, so we'll go pick it up and continue on our Zulrah grind. Okay, I just realized that I kind of panicked. I'm sure all of you are typing that I could have just dropped the master clue, gone back and picked it up. I honestly probably could have dropped my max cape, achievement diary cape, master caskets, and master clue and gone back and picked them all up. I always forgotten to do that every single time because I just start panicking. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it's not the worst thing ever. Rip 2.3 mil again. Oh, all right. The first unique on the grind here, and uncut onyx. I guess that's the worst one we can get because I don't know. I guess we just like alch that or something. Yeah, I guess we're like 300 kills in or so. So kind of dry at this point for unique. It's a nice thing to know that they do indeed exist. 1052 KC, and we will keep on going. Huh. According to the wiki, the best way to make money out of this is actually to turn it into onyx bolt tips instead of like making a fury and alching it for 120k. We can alch these for 200k. Yeah, can't say I've ever done that. 1200 Zulrah, but that's like 1200 Zulrah. Oh my god, 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 oh my fucking god, bro. We just got it. Tanzanite Fang. Dude, that was so unexpected. Literally the very next kill after 1200 KC. Holy shit. That was like so lucky. I don't know. I thought we were going to go dry for that. Yeah, that's the first unique that we've gotten aside from that onyx, man. We've almost been here for about 500 KC. I guess technically we're a bit over the rate for having 2 blowpipes, 2 magic fangs. I guess we have 3 serps in the log here. No log slots, but that is totally fine. Yeah, we got the blowpipe back, man. God damn. Okay, we are making progress. We are making good progress. And yeah, here we go. Use the chisel. This isn't going to like dismantle it, right? I'm pretty sure this is how you get the blowpipe. Yes, there it is. Man, that is crazy. So yeah, 84,000 Zulrah scales is what we're ending up with. I feel like that should be good enough for quite a long time. We also managed to get just a bit of loot pocketed from that grind. 62 rune ore, 320 addy bars, which I guess we'll go ahead and make into, you know, like 3,000 adamant darts for the blowpipe. 250 antidotes. Those are actually going to be really useful for one of the next things we're going to be doing here. 180 dwarf weeds so we can keep our range potion stack going. And yeah, honestly, not a bad boss. That did take probably about 15 hours or so. So honestly, not bad. And that's it. That's all that I have for today. You can probably see why we're making these amethyst dart tips now. They are going to go in the blowpipe. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'm probably just going to stick to uploading like maybe once a month or so. For those of you who are still watching at this point, I just want to say I really sincerely appreciate you. And as always, guys, thank you for watching. Stay safe out there. Take care. Until next time, I love you. Bye. For any tobbers in the chat, feel free to hop in the Discord. I will be needing a lot of you in the coming months.